Hey everyone, so as the title of this video suggests, this is me just giving an update since I've been gone for a while and also a preview to a video that I'm working on. Now, as many of you know, I've already said that I'm not going to be uploading as frequently these days, and I don't know how long that's going to last. I don't know, but it's just, like, I don't feel like talking about what the actual reason like real life is. But aside from that, my computer is just also awful, like my setup and stuff, which that's always been the case even with my old computer. I thought getting a new one would make everything better, but then this computer I guess was like a lemon computer. I still don't exactly understand how those work, but yeah, like it just doesn't function the way it's supposed to. So, for the average like video editor, it could take them 15 minutes to do something, and if I do the same thing, it takes me like an hour. It's so frustrating. But yeah, like that alone makes me not want to make any videos. And like the only thing that ever really pushes me to even bother is if I just really want to get the video out. But even then, like, man, it's so demotivating having like this horrible computer. But I'm supposed to be getting a new one soon. Like, I'm working on that, and I've talked about it before. But hopefully that'll actually help me because I've never worked with an actual nice computer for making videos. And as many of you old subscribers know how bad my setup was with like my old computer. This one is better. But, back then I used to do gaming and animation videos. That was before I just like got angry one day and just started doing this. So I still want to put that stuff up. Like, I am an artist and I still want to do that stuff. But man, like managing both of those things at the same time with this type of a computer, I think it's like impossible. I actually think it's impossible. Because before I used to like do gameplays, animations, drawing videos, and I put up like some comics like every now and then. I could do all that. And I'm not going to do all of that stuff now. Like the gaming I don't want to do because I care much more about art and this now. Like if I wasn't talking about these topics and stuff, then yeah, I'd have the spare time. I think I just hit my mic. But since I don't have that spare time, that's the thing that never, like, not anytime soon is going to come back unless I like really want to play the new Saints Row. But that'd be it. As of for my art, I really want to go back to like really pushing that stuff out. But man, it's hard. So anyway, moving on from that, hopefully this new computer will help that to happen. We'll see. But I do have an art channel. It's just, man. And also the thing is, I know I draw detailed stuff, but I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. Like, I really don't, because I've never taken an art class. So it's funny, one of my friends were like saying that I skipped a step because I don't know how to sketch. Like, I honestly don't know how to like sketch and shade in black and white. I have no idea. But I can like do colored stuff. And it's like, even then, that's hard. Like, I'll struggle. Like, my newest drawing video, the witch with the white hair, that hair took me forever if you watch that video. So yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing. So that also slows down my art process. And then this computer is just terrible. So recording it just makes it 10 times harder, and the lag and all this other stuff. There's like a siren in the background, but just ignore it, I guess. Moving on from that. So there's one other thing that I wanted to say that's really random, but I know I'm not going to talk about it in my next video or the topic that I'm going to talk about after that one for sure. So I'll just say it here. There's like a song that I'm really obsessed with right now, and I have no idea why. So I'm going to put that up on the screen. And yeah, like I don't know why, but I love this song a lot. So I just thought I'd put it up for people to look at it. But yeah, that's all I had to say on that. Moving on to the next thing. Is there something else I want to say before I go to the last thing? Oh, I remember. Okay, so I know that I said I'm going to put up the fucking TLDR of the iDubbbz video. I know. But man, like, it already took me 1,000 years just to make the video I'm about to put up. So I am procrastinating working on that highlight. It'll be up at some point. And whenever it goes up, I know that people are going to be like, this topic is so old. It's like, yeah, that's why it's a highlight, not a new video. I'm so tired of that topic is so old, like, argument. I'm so sick of that, because it goes without saying, you should be able to talk about anything. But yeah, I still gotta put up those highlights, and I'm procrastinating that because I need to get this video out, because this is more recent and important. And then there's something else I want to talk about too. Segueing into that, I will just move on to the next update, which is the fact that I have 5,000 subscribers. Over 5,000. It's 5,120 right now. And that's crazy because I just got like 120 subs in like the past week. So, because it started to like die down and then something happened where it spiked up. And at this point, I can't really keep track because there's like 4 or 5 videos I did that for some reason just have this spike in viewership. So I don't know where it's coming from or why. But I do really appreciate the subscribers. And there is, you know, some people who did mention me. And I would love to talk about that right now, but I can't. I'm not going to say why. But the gist is that that's a video that deserves its own video and not this weird update preview thing that I'm doing here. So I'm just gonna save everything that I have to say about that for another video, a much longer video. And there will be a thank you, but there's just a big old explanation that I need to give as to how I got from 4.6K subs to where I am now and how I feel about it. I have a lot to say, and that's gonna be a very, very long video. So for now, I just want to make it clear that I'm not ignoring the people who did mention me, but I just didn't have a chance to talk about it because of all the crap that went on in my channel like 2 months ago. And I also can't talk about it right now because it's such a big topic, it deserves its own video. But the point is, I will say thank you to everyone who has subscribed, and I'll talk about those particular people later. Aside from that, here's my update, and now I'll just play this preview that I put together of what's to come in my next video. So thanks for checking it out. And I think it's going to be a 3-parter. I still haven't broken it up yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a 3-parter just because it's so long. But yeah, here it is. That was what I meant when I said I started to watch this video and it's already just full of misinformation. Like, I love how the guy just skips over genocide and slavery and all of that. And he's just like, hey, it was victorious in the end. It's like, oh, what? How do you talk about history and do that, like in 2020?
All of these topics could be discussed for hours. How we got here, why we got here, what could change, why it should change. But that's not what I want to focus on for today.
Let's not focus on the context of the situation. Let's not focus on the details, the logic behind it. No, let's just think in the moment. Let's not think long term. Let's think in the short term, in the now, and discuss arbitrary factors that are happening right now. Because who gives a shit about the history of things and why things are happening and, you know, how it could affect us in the future? No, let's just focus on the little things in the moment. Because most of these opinions are not valid. The only opinions that are valid about what revolution means are the people who actually give a fuck about the fucking definition. If you're gonna fill your own context and bias into something as objective as a goddamn definition, then it's not powerful other than showing the power and bias. The power and the fact that you just get to dictate the rules of anything that you want without anyone else's say in the matter.
That necessary supplies and other consumables could...
Necessary supplies at Dollar Tree. Necessary supplies at Dollar Tree. Remember, he just said that. Let's just focus on the benefit and the now, not how we got to a point where there's all these big stores that have everything you need for quote unquote low prices and their employees get paid shit and they have no fucking benefits. There's nothing wrong with that because I don't work at Dollar Tree. I don't have to go through that. I can afford a $400 emergency bill. So I'm okay. So let's not talk about how these different big chain stores are making Americans suffer. It's working for all of us because it's working for me. Look at my sympathy. I know that I said I couldn't speak on, you know, the specifics of all these different things in history because of, you know, YouTube would try to censor me. But I'm going to go in extensive detail about the Boston Tea Party.
There were cheers and chants because the terrorists had been captured and the danger had passed.
Can you imagine that? People coming in, terrorizing your community, and just hoping someone will come and help you? The cops helped us. That's such a weird thing. Like, I have to explain this to black people. Yeah, black people don't know anything about people coming into their communities and terrorizing them. Nah, that's a really foreign concept to them. They've never experienced it once ever in history.
Or that it should not come, but coalescing around that word. It is not noble, it is not...
Positive change can't come, but coalescing around a word about change is bad, because there could be bad changes. So we need to invent a word that only means positive change and coalesce around that. That's the only thing that he could be saying right now, which is fucking retarded, because positivity is subjective to people. That's not true. That's so cherry-picked. Our country went through this one thing at one time. So that's it for revolution. It's like, okay, you don't actually know though. Like, you're not from around the world. Like, there's different forms of revolution. First of all, motherfucker, most inventions are from black people in America. First of all. So that's another reason why they're mad. Because things that they've pretty much invented and created are being used by white people to destroy them. So let's just cover that.
But it can also be used all too often as a rallying cry with no rhyme or reason by individuals with no...
And that's the case because I say so. If there's any violence, it's just used by individuals. I wasn't saying black people, no. At no point was I talking about black people. There's just people who are using it violently and senselessly, in my opinion. I won't say who, how, or why. But it's not the cops, so I wonder who else it could be. Coming from somebody who already is glorifying American history. Like, even these images, it's like, I'm of a sacrifice. How the hell are you going to tell people to define it themselves? Give their own version of it. Forget the actual definition and then title your video and make the point of your video that America's interpretation is wrong. You do realize that they're shooting the peaceful protesters first with rubber bullets. And you're going to rewrite the protests with Target as if the police weren't shooting them first and sprayed them with tear gas before they started getting violent. Like, really? You seriously want to say that right now? It's clear which one happened first. It always goes down like that. The cops start shooting you first. They spray you with mace first. They sick dogs on you first. They use water hoses on you first. They beat you with clubs first. They shoot you and kill you first. And then when you defend yourself, you're just a bunch of monkeys. Why would you go against the thing that you rely on? Because the thing you rely on is killing you? Like, if you had no choice but to fucking be served poison food for dinner. Like, poison where, like, if you eat too much of it, you will eventually die for a certain number of nights in a row. And the same person keeps serving it to you. Would you not try to beat the shit out of them and get the fuck out that place? I would. I'd be like, get the fuck out my way. I don't want this. But you depend on that food to survive. But it's killing me. But you could post this? Really? Like, this had to do with the censorship. Okay. Using it to capitalize on and participate in the addictive adrenaline drug of mob rage? No. That's projection. That is the dumbest thing in the whole video. That is the dumbest thing he could have said in his whole fucking video. He said it was straight face. He acting like he's some sort of intellectual. That is the funniest thing. And I love how he just shows a white man fucking walking right afterwards with like some destruction. Poor white man. Look at the white man. Oh my God, this fucking guy.
The United States of America was born when an entirely independent group of colonies rebelled against a government across the entire ocean.
No, America was not born when an entire colony of people rebelled against another nation. These people were sociopaths, went around the world and killed a bunch of people, settled in America and did a genocide. That's not a fucking reason, you idiot. Because comparing them is dangerous and reckless. How is comparing two forms of history dangerous and reckless? Making a comparison, even though you just made fucking comparisons, but that wasn't dangerous. But this is? Why are you the fucking dictator of logic and reasoning? Who the fuck are you? You just ignored every single fact that you possibly could because you're too fucking stubborn to change your mind. That's a proper analogy. And that's actually real. But you don't live in Flint, Michigan. You don't live in any of the states that have to suffer from fracking wells. You're not someone from a Native American reservation who had to protest so that they didn't have those toxic fucking pipes in their land. You didn't get dogs sicked on you. You didn't have people trying to bite you didn't have dogs trying to bite your arms off and maced in the face. Just because you didn't want a new fracking well in your reservation. You didn't have to deal with that. So we need these systems because you didn't have to go through it. Your children don't have brain damage while the president of the fucking United States goes to Flint, Michigan, drinks the water and says it's perfectly fine. You didn't have to go through that. So of course you don't fucking understand why people are angry. Because you're not suffering like that. And not only are you not suffering like that, because I'm not from Flint, Michigan either, but I'm also not retarded, and I have enough common sense to look at a situation like that and understand that there's a lot of fucked up shit going on that needs to change.
No desire to understand the ramifications of their own actions.
They have no desire to understand the ramifications of their own actions. Like, seriously? You really think they didn't consider it? Really? Like, he can't comprehend why people are so fed up, so he's like, they're just going crazy. You keep saying they're blinded by rage. They're, it's an illogical stance. They're not thinking it through. They're just acting on emotion as if they're fucking wild animals when they're not. They already thought about this shit. It is important. That's why they're mad. They're not getting things that are necessary to survive. And you don't understand that because you have that shit. So it doesn't fucking matter to you if other people don't have it. You have it, so you don't want the system that's working comfortably for you to be ruined and possibly replaced with something worse for you. And then you say you can't fucking compare that to now, and it should
must be rightfully and critically dismantled.
Must be rightfully and critically dismantled. Bitch, you didn't critically dismantle a goddamn thing in this whole fucking video. You said a bunch of bullshit. You didn't actually give reasons for your opinions. You just keep saying why people can't disagree with you like a little bitch. Jesus Christ. And he's like, it should be heavily criticized. It's demented for you to think something else. I'm going to keep antagonizing your position. And if you get offended by it, I'm just going to shame you for it. Bitch, you're fucking offensive to reality. All right, so that was the preview. I still don't know exactly what you just saw because I'm not like watching it. I haven't even put the preview together yet. Now there's a train in the background. Great. Where's the dog? There's always a dog. But yeah, so that's the preview. That's going to be coming out within some days. And am I like coming back to upload more frequently? Probably not. I am going to work on that big video about me getting over 5K subs. But then probably gonna like drop dead again. I don't know. Anyway, thanks. And I have a Discord, but it's extremely exclusive and people get in their feelings when they get rejected. Don't take the rejection personally. It's extremely exclusive. So if you don't want to be rejected, then don't just try to join because it's not for any and everyone. That wasn't the purpose of it, and that's never going to be. It's exclusive for a reason. So if you want to take a stab at joining, go ahead. If you don't, then don't. But it's there. It's in the description. So I thought I'd mention that. Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate all the support, and I will see you all next time.